Ahora sí, así arranca el Es Esto la Fábrica del día de la fecha, esta parte en donde redefinimos, repensamos, reanalizamos todo lo que tiene que ver con la industria de la música y para eso nos nutrimos de diferentes diálogos. Hemos hablado con productores musicales, hemos hablado con sonidistas, hemos hablado con mucha gente relacionada al mundo de la música y para hablar de todos esos cambios, hoy nos vamos para Estados Unidos para hablar con los amigos de Violet Iris que ya están conectados con nosotros. Hello, how are you? Are you listening me good? Here is Manu.
Hi, so good. It's a beautiful morning outside. It's like getting hot again, so. How are you? What are you guys up to?
Excellent, we are excellent. I'm from Argentina. Raulo está en Barcelona. He's in Barcelona. And we are going to start the interview. Okay?
Right.
Wait a minute. There's another friend. Hi, my friend. Here is Manu.
And then Ryan Thiebert cannot make it today, but Jake and I are here, so.
Okay, excellent.
Really happy to be here. Yeah.
Todo tuyo, Raulo.
Dale, arrancamos. We are going to start with the interview. We are live. I'm Raúl. I'm living now in Barcelona. Manu is living in Buenos Aires. And please tell us your full name, where are you from, and how old are you?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Jennifer Lauren Vogler. And I'm in Dana Point, California, and I'm 26.
Hi, my name is Jacob Matthew Feiner. I am from San Clemente, California, and I am 27.
Ok, estamos hablando con la gente de... I'm going to make a little translation for the Spanish listeners. Estamos con Jenna y Jacob de Violet Iris. Jenna tiene 26 años y Jacob tiene 27. And can you tell us which is your first memory of you listening to music?
Oh my gosh. You first, Jake. I'm sure you remember yours first.
Sure, yeah. So my personal favorite band is the Beatles. My dad raised me on the Beatles. And one of my earliest memories in music is I had a little inflatable guitar that I would play in front of the TV while my dad would have Beatles DVDs playing. So the specific song I remember the most is the song I Want to Hold Your Hand. And we have pictures and stuff of me playing, so that's definitely the earliest.
Excelente, sí. And sorry the question, but the Beatles were really big in California, or was your family only?
The Beatles are pretty popular here, yeah, and my dad in particular is just a massive Beatles fan. I think by the time I was like 10 years old, I knew all the words to all the songs and everything just because he raised me on that music.
Perfect. And for you, Jenna?
Yeah. My first memory was watching, it was a Green Day music video on MTV with my brothers, and I was obsessed with that song. I bought the American Idiot album, and I kind of like loved that sound ever since then. Like Hilary Duff, you know Hilary Duff?
Yes.
Yeah, she was like my biggest pop influence for sure, and like I still look up to her. She's just a good woman.
Wow.
and she's fun, and I love her. So I went to her concert. That was the first concert I went to, and my mom snuck us down from our nosebleed seats like to the very front. She's good at that.
Yeah.
So.
Here in Argentina, The Beat of My Heart was a very huge hit.
I love that song. Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
Manu's information, interesting.
Oh my gosh, I can't do it justice.
Excelente, sí. Bueno, nos estaban contando sobre los primeros recuerdos escuchando música y Jenna nos estaba contando sobre Hilary Duff, bueno, y también que su primera impresión escuchando música fue en MTV, American Idiot de Green Day, y bueno, y después Hilary Duff, que fue también su primer concierto, fue con su mamá y Manu tiró una data impresionante, y Jacob nos estaba contando que el padre es un gran fanático de los Beatles, dice, en general en California son bastante conocidos, pero no muchos, no tanto como el padre, que es un verdadero fanático. Dice que él tiene un recuerdo tocando en una guitarra inflable, mirando DVDs, que, perdón que diga esto, Manu, es la primera vez que aparecen los DVDs, así que tenía que decirlo, ¿sí? Un DVD de los Beatles, y tocaban las canciones. Dice que a los 10 años ya se sabía de memoria todas las canciones.
Sí. ¿Cómo es el nombre del amigo?
Jacob.
Jacob, what's your favorite Beatle for you?
Oh gosh, that's tough. I really like George. I think George is my favorite Beatle. He's the quiet one, and I'm a pretty quiet person myself. I feel like I can relate to him more than any of the other three. And I think he was really underrated as a songwriter. He didn't write a ton of songs with the group, but the few he did were really great, and his career in songwriting after the fact as well, once the band split up. And I've also really appreciated the way he plays guitar. I think it's very tasteful, and I feel like some guitarists, myself included, have a tendency to kind of overdo it, maybe do too much, or play at the wrong times. And George just, he did everything very, subtly, just kind of what you needed and nothing more. And I always appreciaed the simplicity to playing.
Beatles. That is the Beatles. Not tremendo.
He Comes the Sun is today the most listening song of the Beatles. Now we can look that. And that was a George composer, so you're right.
Justice.
Yeah.
Hizo justicia, sí. Tremendo. Can you tell us both which was the first concert that you went? For you was Hillary with your mother, Jenna, but with friends. The first concert.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I saw Hillary with a few friends, but I think the first that I saw with just my friends was, oh man. I saw Coldplay in high school, and I went with a few friends, and that show made me cry. It was gorgeous. It was not only the way it sounded at the stadium, but everybody was just collectively sharing this feeling that I've never felt at a concert before. And I've been to a lot, and I just love how much fun they have. It sounds better in person, in my opinion,
No, Coldplay, I'm a big metal fan, and I went to see a Coldplay concert, and I have to accept that they have something. I don't know what, but Coldplay tiene algo.
Right?
Bueno, ya lo hemos hablado, Manu, esto ya lo dije que es rarísimo Coldplay.
What kind of metal do you like?
¿Eh?
What metal bands do you like?
No, I'm a big fan of Metallica. We always fight with Manu. I'm a big fan of Metallica, Sepultura, Pantera, so I have to admit that. Sí.
My dad lost his toenail in the pit at a Metallica show when he was young. His toenail. Yeah.
In what year? Do you remember the year?
Oh my gosh, okay, he was born in 1967. Probably 1975, maybe?
Excelente, excelente. And for you, Jacob?
Right.
Yeah, so I believe the first show I went to with just friends was in early high school, so that would have been around 2011, 2012. I went and saw Rush with my best friend Max, and Rush is, another top band for me. Big fan of all three of those guys. I think they're all virtuosos at their respective instruments, and I feel like when I listen to Rush music, it's just, you can really hear the musicianship on display, and that show was no exception. It was absolutely incredible, and I'm really grateful that was my friend Max who got me into Rush. And I actually hadn't done a ton of listening to them at the point in time when I went to see that concert. I was a newer fan at that point in time, but after that show, I was just hooked. I mean, the place was electric, and I've loved their music ever since.
Terrible, sí. Manu pasó, de los Beatles con el padre a Rush con los amigos, así que ahí está la mezcla que tiene Jacob en la cabeza. And can you tell us how did Violet Iris begin, and why you put that name?
Oh my gosh. Jake, you take that one in the beginning. You're there first.
Sure, yeah. So we actually had a band before Violet Iris with different members, and that just didn't really work out. We never got the ball rolling. People weren't necessarily overly interested or serious in doing it, and they kind of just wanted to go do other things, which we respected. So as a result, we were left without a singer. And one of our original members, Neil, who's a guitar player that we had, he actually knew Jenna through school and suggested that we bring her in, as kind of just a casual thing to try out, see if she would be a good fit to sing for us, and if we could move forward with that lineup. And it ended up just couldn't have worked out any better. She had a bunch of music she brought in that she had written ahead of time that we ended up recording and performing. We all got along really well, and that's basically where it started. The other members, we all kind of knew each other either through youth sports or through school. The guys in the band already kind of knew each other at that point in time, and then Neil brought her in, and we went forward from there. And as far as picking the name, we, once we decided, okay, we're going to do this thing, we're happy with what we have, we just kind of tried to figure that out. There were a lot of suggestions, some better than others.
Two people came up with a name at different times, right?
Yeah.
I forget who it was. I don't think we even remember. But two people thought of the name Violet Iris. We were using a color. We were going to be lilac, and we were like...
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay.
Bueno,
Violet Iris, yeah.
nos estaban contando un poco de cómo empezó ¿cómo se llama? Cómo empezó la banda. Bueno, y lo que nos dicen que eran más que nada, Jacob estaba con los amigos en la universidad y en el colegio y ya tenían una banda, y bueno, la cantante se fue, y un amigo de Jacob ya conocía a Jenna hacía un tiempo, y bueno, le dijo de probar, y bueno, funcionó un montón la mezcla del grupo. Inclusive Jenna tenía un montón de composiciones y cosas escritas para que entraron en la banda. Bueno, y Violet Iris fue un nombre que se fue dando también entre los amigos, y bueno, quedó mejor que otros colores. Dice que Violet Iris quedó mejor que otro tipo de colores. Some days ago you released your last single, Flowers. Can you tell us something about the recording process? How was the recording process of that single?
Yeah, I mean, the recording process, we worked on this album with a great producer, Stephen Mack. He really understands what we ask for in a song or a studio session. If I bring in a demo, he really hears what I'm trying to do. I'm not a professional producer per se, but I know what I want out of a song, and he just really simply gives that. We changed up this song a lot from what it was originally, and I think we finished that song in a session or two at the studio. We turned it a lot more of a dramatic rock song, and I think it's something that I can get angry to, whereas originally it was something that I was crying to. So I like that it became a diverse version of what it was originally, and the guys play sick on it. Stephen Mack drums on that album too, so he's the best drummer I've ever heard.
And you search for a sound with him, or he only I'm a drummer, I'm going to sound like this, or how do you manage the sound of the band?
I mean, the sound of the drums, I mean, I'll have a drum machine usually in a track. With that one, I actually didn't have any drum tracks, but we kind of just determine how fast we want the song to be, what feels right for the song, and he just does it in one take usually. He's a master. He's great. You guys should have him on sometime.
Wow. Bueno, Manu le estaba preguntando porque hace un par de días ellos editaron su último single que se llama Flowers. Le estaba preguntando por el proceso de grabación, y lo que nos dicen que tienen mucha ayuda de Stephen Mack, que es un productor y aparte toca en las canciones, y lo que dice que este productor es muy fácil, él se da cuenta de una manera muy fácil qué es lo que quiere la canción. Entonces una canción como esta, que ella la había tirado como algo más dramático, le puso como más energía. Bueno, y así fue como se desarrolló. Y aparte, lo que ella me estaba diciendo, que es como que ella en muchas canciones, en muchos demos, tiene una batería electrónica. Entonces después va con esta persona, con Stephen Mack, y él ya cierra toda la idea de la canción, y aparte el sonido de la batería. Do you use, in general, Jacob, the band, do you use artificial intelligence, AI?
Oh, artificial instruments? I mean,
No, artificial intelligence. Chat GPT for making videos, everything.
No.
No?
No.
Nothing at all?
No.
Yeah, we appreciate and stick to the human elements of
I
creating.
love ChatGPT though. I love it. I'm on it like all the time just to like learn about things, but it's not for music for me. That doesn't make sense.
Wow. Why do you think that not for music?
Because music is my expression. It's the way that I express myself. It's the proper way to express myself is natural. I try to work everything I do in the art that we all do very naturally, but that's not from me, you know? It's not from a human, so it's not going to have a human touch. You know what I mean?
And how do you feel about that?
And I think that's
the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I've always felt like when it comes to, a creative outlet, whether it be music or any other sort of art, in my opinion, the most important element and the thing that makes it individual to the creator is, the natural expression that creator outputs on their own. So having, a sort of program or something generating stuff like that, I feel like it removes a portion of the authenticity. And I always appreciate when a creator, is doing stuff naturally and on their own accord, because I feel like it's more powerful that way and more real. And I know a lot of artists feel similarly because art is typically an outlet for artists as much as it is a passion. So.
Perfect. A passion too, exactly. Sí. Bueno, nos estaban contando, le pregunté, Manu, ya la pregunta de la inteligencia artificial generando problemas. Nos metimos en un quilombo. Bueno, y lo que nos decía, ¿cómo?
Que está bueno eso.
Sí, está bueno. Nos contaba Jenna que directamente ella no utiliza mucho el chat GPT para preguntar cosas o para saber, para tener respuestas, pero no para la música. Todo lo que es arte, no dice que es su manera de expresarse, entonces está totalmente en contra de eso. Y lo que nos estaba diciendo Jacob también, que es una manera de expresarse, y dice que no se debería desarrollar cosas creativas con una máquina, porque es como que es muy artificial, y lo que dice Jacob, que tiene razón, yo eso sí estoy de acuerdo con él, que la música, para la gente que realmente le gusta la música, es una pasión. Entonces mezclar una pasión con algo artificial de maquinoso no tiene nada que ver, por lo menos para ellos es lo que me dijeron. And what things inspires you to write music, Jenna?
Well, my biggest inspiration I draw from is my faith. I'm very Catholic, and I find a lot of inspiration in suffering and understanding the beauty of it. And I feel like the more I think about anything that is like a lesson of God, from God in my life, the more I contemplate it, the more I can't explain it, and I'm like, it's easier to express in a song somehow. And so that's kind of my goal when people listen to our music. I hope that they can relate to it, whether it is spiritually or just through their own feelings, that they're sensing something, that it's coming from a place of pure connection with God, And, a song like Flowers obviously isn't necessarily about God, but there are elements in that story that happened to me that involved Jesus, So it kind of all ties to it. There's probably a few songs, right, Jake, that they're probably not all that faith-based, but they're pretty much they're pretty faith-based, I would say. And so, yeah.
I would say some more than others in terms of the subject matter itself. But yeah, I would definitely agree that that's a big part of what you draw from in everything you write.
Yeah, and honestly, when I listen to music, I'm the kind of person, I'll pay attention to more how the music sounds rather than what the lyrics are. So sometimes, like with 222, I just had that track. I made that because I really was listening to like Deftones at the time, you know, and I really started to love to learn like different vocal setups and stuff and layering guitars, and I was like, this is a sick track, and I kind of just freestyled over the song, and I started singing it at 2:22 in the morning. So the song is super literal. It's all improv when I was just singing over it. And then literally, like, I won't get too far into this story, but the meaning of the song came out to me, and like it made so much sense about how it's about suffering, and the verse Genesis 2:22 explains what I mean in that song, and I'm like, okay, well, this song makes sense to me now. So sometimes it works like that, you know?
Wow, really interesting. Sí. Manu.
¿Querés traducir? Si no me mando, como
Sí, no, quería traducir un poquito porque, bueno, le preguntamos si la verdad que se dijo la verdad, o sea, you're being really honest, Shena, thanks for that,
sí.
We love that, sí. Realmente
course,
fue súper honesta la respuesta. Le preguntamos por qué cosas las inspira para crear música, y dice que ella, más que nada la palabra de Dios, es una persona muy católica, a través de la fe, de las cosas, del entendimiento, del sufrimiento, ella son cosas que las inspira, y él estaba hablando, por ejemplo, recién del Génesis, que en un momento muy tarde en la noche empezó a leer el Génesis, y va relacionado todo con la Biblia, con Dios, con la fe, con el sufrimiento y con la verdad católica, para decirlo de alguna manera, y la verdad que fue súper honesta en la respuesta. Manu.
Okay, I'm a little worried about you, Shena, because in the 222 video you look covered in blood, you know?
Yeah.
Pretty
I
funny,
know,
huh?
it does look worrisome, of course, yeah.
In someone else's head in that video, you look in the dark, which also looks very far, but the question is, how do you this idea come about, and are you having a good time in that video, or is there anything about you like to report about your bandmate? Do they treat you well? Because it's very sick, that ideas. I love you covering blood, but that's crazy.
It's crazy. No, that wasn't my, okay, so that was my idea technically. So Ryan, our guitarist, he's like, yeah, like, I figured out how we can like make fake blood for her. And I'm like, okay, so what should we do with it? And he's like, I don't know, whatever you want. I'm like, okay, it's like almost in a way, we have a song coming out called Die to Yourself, meaning like die to your ego so you can live for God. And I want to be drowned in his blood, his precious blood, right? So in that too, it's also kind of, I guess in the video, I'm like sweating it out of like stress, like Jesus did, but I'm not trying to be like Jesus in the video. But I think it's a pretty captivating idea. I'm glad we have that. And then these days for
really strong images. Wow.
Yeah, very strong. I know. Yeah. And then for like Dead in Someone Else's Head, you know, that we were filming for a different, you know, music video out there, and it was nighttime and we were about to leave, and we were like, oh, that's really cool, let's go take photos in that confessional. And so we got some pictures, and then we were like, should we just like film the Dead video like really quick? And we did one take, and that was it, and it just looked sick. Ryan really is, I love his handy cam work. Has a good eye for the visual arts. So I wish he was here to tell you how he does it. I don't really understand, but he kills it. He's amazing.
Perfecto, sí, y Manu nos respondió también la próxima pregunta. We were about to talking about the visual part and that kind of things, so it's perfect. Tremendo, súper honesto todo lo que nos está diciendo, la respuesta que nos está dando, la verdad que increíble. Si te parece, Manu, vamos con 3 preguntas más y cerramos.
Excellent.
Dale, perfecto. We have two more questions to make. Thanks for your honest way of answering. We really appreciate that, Shena. Can you tell us something about the future plans of Violet Iris?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So my music taste is all over the place, and I grew up kind of in that 2010 pop indie electronic sound, and I also really love electronic music. Like, I love dubstep, I love rhythm, I love trance, you know. So we're not gonna be doing that, but I'm making a few songs that are a little bit more of an electric pop sound, and it's just more, it's like kind of that fun, girly, but not too girly, you know, vibe. And Jake, how would you describe our future songs? I'm gonna show.
I'd say very much varied. We've always been big on not restricting ourselves to a certain like sound or genre, because we've always appreciated having the freedom to create and, you know, go whichever way our heart desires at that moment in time. So you'll notice, you know, there's pretty different sounds between the music that we have out released right now. Especially, you know, we kind of moved into something that we hadn't done before when we started to record this album. But even within this album, when the full length is out, you'll see that there's some variance between the songs that are on the record itself. So like she said, you know, she draws from that, you know, kind of 2010s indie pop and rock and some other electronic influences. Our other guitar player, Bird, we call him the Bird. He has you know, a variation of influences. Like he grew up on Green Day like Jenna did. He's also really into bands like the Arctic Monkeys, but he also loves country music.
I really like the 90s too. I love, and like 80s new wave music, you know?
Yeah, and
me and Ryan more so.
Yeah, I personally am kind of stuck in the 60s and 70s, but I also really love like bluegrass music and stuff like that. And so when all of our, you know, different inspirations and musical preferences come together, it can come out a lot of different ways on the final track. And I think we've done a cool thing in allowing ourselves to have a very diverse sound.
Yeah,
Nice.
no rules.
Perfect. No, music rules.
I love the synthesizer sound in Heart, you know? That
Thanks.
sound I love. In your new stuff, you use that kind of sound, or maybe like electronic sound like Ableton, Fruity Loops, like kind of stuff of sounds?
I think, oh gosh, what would I really like, do you remember, like, did you ever listen to Purity Ring? There's that group called Purity Ring. They're like from the 2010s, electronic, not necessarily a synth sound. Maybe like the Naked and Famous, you know? But yeah, this album is definitely gonna feel a little bit more of like I guess a Mazzy. It could be anywhere from like Mazzy Star vibes to like any 80s new wave that Stefan really likes too. He's like the kind of producer where he's not just like making exactly what we tell him to do, like he does, but you can hear his artistry in it too. And you can hear that he's a musician. Like you can tell if a song is produced by him, depending on any band, you know. So I really appreciate that about him.
And you have a date to release the new album, or not yet?
Not an official date. Hopefully late May.
Sure.
But maybe sooner, maybe later. I don't know. Okay. Ryan's really good with all the business. He's good with all that. Yeah.
que nos cuenten cuando sale el disco nuevo, así nosotros lo promocionamos, que cuenten con eso.
Please, when you have the complete album, send to us. Please. The album,
okay.
please. Perfect. Thanks for that. We are going to finish the interview. Just one more question. We are going to play Down the Line. It's my favorite song. So, please, can you tell us what do you think about that song? What that song means to you?
Yeah, so Jake wrote most of this song, actually. He's a great songwriter. I love his songwriting.
Yeah, so actually what happened is I wrote this song a couple of years ago, and what we ended up doing is taking the song that I had written, and we kind of split it into two parts. So the one part is kind of just sitting on the shelf, but the part that we worked with is what became Down the Line. It was previously called Still I Stay. And actually the chorus part, the I'm Way Down the Line, was actually the outro to the song. It only happened once. I was in a different key, a little bit different melody, and it was a slower, heavier song. But yeah, that's a song that we had around for years, and that song is written about friend going through something difficult, and you're kind of looking at the situation and realizing that there's not a whole lot you can do. So it's not completely hopeless, because the end of the chorus says, I'm not saying that you never will, that there's hope that there will be understanding in the end. But that song, I had a lot of fun co-writing with her, because we kind of and honestly, that's really the only element that we kept from the original song, is that bit that became the chorus. And Jenna wrote all of the new verse lyrics, the pre-chorus, and we wrote the music portion of the song together. A couple pretty fun sessions putting that together, and it means a lot to me, that song, not only the subject matter but the experience of making it too.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Me too. Yeah.
Thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure to speak with you. We are going to send you the interview when the live show ends, and thank you very much for your time. We keep in touch. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Bye.
This is
Thanks for having us.
so cool.
Thanks.
Wow.
Bye.
Bye bye.